So for the past couple of weeks, I've been reviewing the GODOX MoveLink Mini LT. This is a 2-transmitter, 1-receiver wireless microphone kit that's available in a bunch of colorways, comes with a really cool charging case, and they make 2 editions of this microphone system as well. There's the LT edition, which is available for iPhone, and there's also a USB-C version, which you can use with Android, but also maybe plug it into a computer as well, like a Mac or something with the USB-C port. This is available for just over £100, but if you shop around, you will find it for less than that. And this is probably the perfect, simple, easy to use wireless microphone system for anyone that's just getting into content creation, whether it's vlogging, YouTube videos, TikTok, all of that stuff. This could be perfect for you. So I've been doing a bunch of testing over the past 3 weeks. There's timestamps below for all of the different tests that I've done. So if you just want to see a particular part, you can go and check that out just below me here. Should be below me here somewhere. Down here. Down there. Just click, watch what you want. Now they've sent me over the white version. It's also available in blue, black, and I also think pink as well. Comes in a really nice box here. Got a picture of it on the back. Got some stuff written on the side here. 2.4 gig wireless transmission, output volume control for iOS Lightning device, attached charging case, and practical denoise function. So here is the charging case. This does have a built-in battery as well. Let's have a little look. 1300 milliamp hour built-in battery as well. So this can charge your devices. There is also a nice little hand strap to pair with these. And there is also a USB-C charging cable and silica. Don't eat it, don't throw it away. I'm gonna throw it away, but I'm not gonna eat it. So I'm doing some good. And here they are then. So we have the receiver here. There is a power switch, a little LED light, and then there is the charging thing. Now, one thing you need to notice with these as well is that there is little bits of plastic on there. And put that on. See, that's just started charging there and the little lights come on. And here are the little receivers as well. So let's take the plastic off of these. Nice little clip on there. Does appear to be a magnet on the back of this as well, but there aren't any magnets included, but that does appear to be a magnet. 2 of these in total. Now, these do not record to separate tracks, so both of these are going to record to the same track. Okay, just so you know that, I think it's worth pointing that one out. We then have a little foamy to go on the end there. No little fluffy dead cat. That would have been nice to see. Oh, I think, are those the magnets? No. I don't know what that is. Trying to figure out what that is. Oh, is that the magnet for the case? That's freaking me out. You then also have all your little adapters here. There is also a pairing button as well. Now, what you have here is a TRS and a TRRS adapter. So this one is for hooking up to your camera. This one is for hooking up to smartphones. And there is also a little lightning connector. So let me just put this one in. You can see like that. Just boom, put that in. Where's my iPhone? And then this just goes in the end like that. My iPhone is very grubby, not ready for an unboxing, but that's what it looks like. Now, I can already see a flaw if you were going to put this into your camera. Let me just put the camera attachment in. We'll grab the ZV-1, and you can see here, as well as my microphone input, I also have my charging input, my HDMI input. Imagine if I wanted to use this to do a Zoom call with, I have no access. I suppose you could go that way with it. Oh, I've already fixed the problem. But on certain cameras, depending on how your input is, this is going to be a bit tough to hook up to a camera there. But actually set up like that, that works quite well. You'll see some lights on these as well. The blue light means that it's paired. Press it once and it's muted. Now, if you double press it, you can see it goes purple there. Okay. That means that the noise reduction is on, and if you double press it again and it goes green, that means the noise reduction is off. So now, if I'm recording here, you can see that I am getting some level through. Let's have a look at how much gain I'm getting through. You always want to set your camera as low as you can go, but that's coming in at about minus 20 dB. But I'm thinking if I press this one now, that there should give me a little bit more gain. You can see that there. There's a little button on the back. Let me just press that one again. There we go, and that is, you can see there's hardly any gain coming through there, because there's two gain steps on this. It's a minus 33 and a minus 40 dB. Now, peaking at around negative 20 is okay. I know a lot of people like to peak at negative 18 dB, but you might find that you just need to turn the gain up a little bit depending on your camera. Panasonics you probably won't need to because they're really hot. You can see they're just adjusting that to 3 is getting me a good level. You always want to set this to the highest output because camera preamps are going to generally be quite hissy, okay? So that's what I would always recommend. Set this to the highest gain level and then you are good to go. So it's a really tidy little package. It all comes in quite well. Bit gutted that there isn't it doesn't split the tracks. I believe that these should just go to separate channels because a big competitor at this price point is going to be the what's it called, the Hollyland Lark, which does allow stereo output. You may also be wondering, why do they do a Lightning version and a USB and a USB-C version? That is because they have to pay licensing to use this tiny little connector. So I can't wait till the iPhone goes USB-C. My only gripe is that you can't buy the USB-C one separately, because if I had the USB-C, I could also plug this into my MacBook. I could plug it in using one of these cables, but I prefer a digital connection over an analog connection. So yeah, a little bit of a con there, but overall, really nice little tidy package. So I'm about 10 meters away now from my camera. I've got the MoveLink Mini plugged into the ZV-E10 with the Sigma 18 to, is it 50 or 55? f2.8. Now, annoyingly, when I plug this into the side of the ZV-E10, I am unable to flip the camera screen around. So on the ZV-1, it was fine to flip it around, but I didn't bring that with me. So on the ZV-E10, you can't flip the screen around. So I can only assume that I'm in focus now and in shot. But really what we're here to do is a distance test. Now, something this small, even though they claim 100 meters, as long as I can get between about 10 or 20 meters away from the camera, I'm pretty happy. So I'm going to turn my back and walk 10 meters to see if we get any cutouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm now about 20 meters away from the ZV-E10. I'm going to turn around just to see if my voice cuts out at all. This is me about 10 meters away. I'm going to keep going now. Wasn't actually talking that time, I had my back turned, so if you thought it cut out then, wasn't talking, right? No voice, nothing was going on, just holding the thing in my hand as well. As for gain on the camera, I have had to set it to +5. If this microphone is cutting out, you don't get to know that information. I'll put it down in the description. Just going to turn my back. This is me at about 30 meters away. 30 meters away from the camera, well, 30 to 40 meters. I'm now just going to walk real far. Okay. I'm miles away. I'm miles away. I don't know what the distance is. I lost count. Okay. But if it's still picking me up from here, if this little tiny microphone is still picking me up from here, it's got no right doing so. I can't see why you would ever need to be with something this small, this far away from your camera. So I'm just going to walk. So I'm just walking back towards the camera now. I'm wondering how the wind filter is and how it's performing, because it is just a little bit of foam. I want to get back to my camera now because the dog's getting a ball thrown to it and I don't want it to knock my camera over. So now I'm back to about 20 meters away. But yeah, quite shocked that they didn't put little fluffy dead cats in with these as well. You know, hopefully these are sufficient. But yeah, for high wind, I don't know why they didn't put a little one in. And just wondering how it sounds, because, you know, I've had to turn the preamp up a little bit, only to +5. There's a little bit of hiss. I'm now getting mighty close to the camera, all the way back now, and I can now pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. So I've just plugged the MoveLink Mini LT into the iPhone 13. Can't see anything because I'm using the rear camera, can't turn towards the sun because I replaced my lens when I cracked it with a cheap one and it flares really badly. So I can't see anything because the sun's right in front of me. It's actually quite nice and it's pointing straight at me, but I'm sure as you can hear by all the cars going past, it is actually quite noisy here. So I'm just going to turn on the noise reduction so you can hear what it sounds like. So this is it now with the noise reduction turned on. Should be some cars coming under the bridge now, so you can hear how it's doing at that sort of noise reduction. You know, is it doing anything? The one thing I will tell you is it certainly changes my voice more than I would like it to. This isn't even just a complaint at GODOX. This is just probably anyone that's doing built-in noise reduction on microphones. It's something that I would never really use to record direct to my main track. It's something that I always think that you should add in afterwards, because you can't undo this. Do you know what I mean? You can't undo any of this stuff. You know, if I did record something that was super noisy and it did need work on it, maybe you could use Adobe Podcast, but I think that's a little bit too much until they add in, you know, just some settings so you can change that, make it a little bit more granular. But if you are an Apple user, you can use Apple's built-in isolation that's now in Mac OS X, and it's also compatible with pretty much every DAW and video editing program as well. And if you're on PC, one that I like to use, which does also work with Mac, is Wave's Clarity VX. Just having something where you can slide the amount. Generally, if you're adding noise reduction, you just want to add a little bit just to get the voice a bit more forward. I think I've got it turned off now anyway. Really sketching out, because I reckon if I turn round that I'm going to get like lens flares or whatever they're called. Let's have a little look. Ooh. So then, pros and cons of the MoveLink Mini LT. I'm going to have to be honest, this system isn't for me, but it doesn't mean it's not for you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why. I think if we start with the cons first. The self noise is a little bit too high for me. It's not too bad when you plug it into an iPhone digitally, and it would probably be the same for an Android. But the thing for me is the fact that it records both of these to the same channel. For me, it has to record stereo. Okay, so one would be recording to the left and the other one would be recording to the right. Outdoors, you're not really going to notice much of a problem with this. And to be honest, most apps on the iPhone, you're only going to be able to record in mono anyway. And I don't know if the same could be said for Android. But where you might have an issue with this is if you're using it indoors, because if you say, I'm in here talking it, it's going to pick up the room tone, all of that sound, and then you've got someone 3 or 4 foot away, this mic is still going to pick up some of my voice, and that's going to increase the overall room tone. The whole thing, I think, with this system is about it being simple and you not really having to do anything with it afterwards, maybe just add a high pass filter and you're done. And I feel like that's who this product is aimed at. And if you are someone that just wants something that's simple, that's easy to use, that's tiny, it's really discreet, you know, you can even, you know, put one on here and hide it away, tuck it away, so it's not so seen, you know, especially if you've got them match the color to a shirt or something, you're really not going to notice that this system is here. Now, you are going to notice that it's here. It's a bit lower down. I am using a magnet and there's no magnets included. I would love it if they included some magnets in there. The other con as well for me is the fact that you can't buy the USB-C adapters separately, because I would like a USB-C for this so I can plug it into my Mac, okay? Because it's just limited to just iPhone, so I'd like them to sell that adapter separately. I understand why companies make 2 separate kits, because Apple are charging a tax to have, where is it? That little thing on the back there, it's probably clipped but made for iPhone and iPad. That is the premium tax that you pay, which is why they don't want to pay it for everyone. If you're not an Apple user, there's no point in them paying a license for something. So I understand why there's 2 kits. I love that it's available in all the different colorways to suit. I love that it's got a charging case with it as well. Price can be a little bit high since it first came out. I've seen it being sold for almost up to 150, which is too much. I'd probably say the Hollyland Lark is the better buy there, but you can find it cheaper. I've been seeing these go for 70, 80 pounds, and that's the price point that I think you should be paying for this, just under 100 pounds. But like I said, it's a simple, easy to use kit. I just use slightly more professional gear. So that's where my criticisms come from, because for me, there's a lot of stuff that I do afterwards, editing, that a lot of other people aren't going to use. So I think for anyone that's just starting out, like I said, content creation, vlogging, TikTok, YouTube, all of that stuff, and you just want something to start with that's really easy to use, got really good battery life, all the accessories you need, and you can plug it into a wide range of devices, I think this would be perfect for you. So yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments section. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to test differently in wireless microphone videos in the future, because these are some of the first ones I've ever done, let me know and I'll try and get it added. Anyway, I can never end the video. That's me done. I'm done. We're done. Go put it in the case. It's done. We're done.